Hello, this presentation is an overview of College Prep English 4. My name is Mrs. Smith, and let me talk you through the class. All right, so first of all, we will be using Google Classroom for all assignments. You can go to Google Classroom to find anything related to this class, like current work that's due, the texts that we will be using, all books that we'll be using have been scanned and are put to Google Classroom, all study guides, everything is there. So that's where you're going to go, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Our class code here, 3X5DJVT. So please, sometime today, please go ahead and sign into the class. I'll be taking attendance from there. We'll be using it on snow days. Anything that we need can be found on that page. So first of all, you're going to want to look right away under weekly assignments every Monday, and that'll give you an idea of what's coming up for the week as far as the work that is due. Basically on Fridays, I will be grading your work throughout the week, but on Fridays, I'll be adding the points into the Genesis system. And from that point on, the assignment is closed. So no work will be accepted for the week after 7:30 a.m. on Fridays unless otherwise stated. If you are absent, please go to Google Classroom for any missing work. You'll need to let me know if you need an extension. But otherwise, I'll expect you, if you're absent for a college visit or something along those lines, to go to Google Classroom on your own and make up the material. And like I said, you can find the plain texts there, so I won't be signing out any books. You can find audio versions of all the books that we'll be using with the text attached, so you can follow along with an audiobook and read that way. You can also find backup lectures. Sometimes I'll be giving lectures in person, of course. Other times I may have pre-recorded it for you to watch on your own or watch in class. Sometimes both. Sometimes I may give the lecture in person, but just have a backup one just for the people that missed the day's lesson. So everything, you can go there for all of the resources. All right, let me take you to our Google Class page right now. Okay. So this is period 7, CP English 4. Okay, and like I said, this is our class code that you're going to use to join the classroom. If we do Google Meets, I will have the Google Meet here for you guys. Okay, and these are our categories. Okay, so first thing, like I said, weekly directions, that's going to be where you'll go just to see what you will be assigned, what each lesson will cover. Your work will be in a table under here. As far as the assignments, I'll have an inbox and an outbox, and works just the same way that a regular inbox and outbox would work, except that it's digital. So you'll click on the assignment in the inbox and submit your work here. And then when I've graded it, I will move it to the outbox. So you'll be able to see what your grade is, and after it's been returned to you. Once it's in the outbox, then that's pretty much it. I do not accept late work unless there's reason for an extension. So if I don't have it by Friday at 7:30 a.m., then you can count on it being a 0. Okay, especially if I've returned it to you. All right, now here, audiobooks with the text. So all audiobooks, and you can click here just to have access to those. This is what we'll be using in class. We'll be following along on the screen together. But of course, you can go back to it later on and follow along that way. It's usually with audiobook with the text attached. If you prefer to just read silently, the text will be under here in just a regular format, like a PDF document. So you can go and read it that way. And like I said, I will also have any special presentations, writing lessons, lectures, what have you, will be under this heading. All right, so back to the presentation here. Okay. All right, so some class policies, generally speaking, I don't give partial credit for partial work. Either you've done the assignment to my satisfaction following the directions, or you haven't. You will get a 0 for any work that's not completed by a deadline. that I've given unless you let me know that there's a reason for an extension. And I don't grant extensions really for anything other than emergencies or health problems of some kind. So if that's the case, it's fine, but you need to let me know what's going on so that I can schedule a time for you to hand in the work and we can discuss it together. Okay. All students with failing grades can expect an email or phone call home to your parents or guardians before the end of the marking period. So please try not to make that an issue. Please see me if you have an emergency or you need extra help or an extension. Don't let that go unsaid. Make sure you vocalize if there's any problem. Be on time for my class for attendance and respect all deadlines, and no food or drink in my classroom for any reason. Okay, vocabulary, good news. We don't have it this year. So the grades have been adjusted accordingly. We're just not able to do the whole purchasing vocab books and organizing those tests. So this year, you're off the hook. All right, literature, units, and assignments. So marking period 5, we're going to start out with modern short fiction, literary analysis essays. Okay, so you'll do one major essay on a few of those short stories that we cover. And of course, your summer reading response is also due this marking period. Marking period 6, we will be reading the novel Lord of the Flies, and you'll do a shorter reader's response essay with some research, and we'll cover MLA during that period, and that is in lieu of the standard research paper, so we're doing something a little bit different. Marking period 7, we'll be covering ancient Anglo-Saxon literature with the epic poem Beowulf and some medieval selections like King Arthur, and you will do an essay on Beowulf as a character. All right, and then marking period 8, that brings us up to Shakespeare, and you'll do one final literary analysis of Macbeth's character, and that basically will have one major essay a marking period. Homework and classwork, this is participation credit, filling out study guides, little writing assignments. You can expect about 10 to 15 of those a marking period. You'll have one major test a marking period, one major essay, and about 2 quizzes, although sometimes we have some shorter writing assignments that we lump under the quiz category. So depending on the marking period and depending on what's going on. Okay, contact for me, smith.kathleen@stateliners.org. Please see me personally if you have a question about a grade or if you need additional help. I will, of course, be happy to speak to your parents, guidance counselors, Mr. Roby, what have you. But it is important that you learn to advocate for yourself. That's a good skill to have as you go off to college. So please make sure you speak up and come to office hours if you need personal assistance. And please be aware, I know things are all changing now with Google Classroom and we can be in contact with each other much more easily now, but do not count on me responding to emails after the 2:40 p.m. End of the day. So I just cannot guarantee that I'll be able to get back to you if it's in the evening hours. A lot of times I can, but it's no guarantee. So between 2:40 p.m. and 7:30 a.m., that is my personal home time. So if I take a little bit longer to get back to you, please don't be alarmed. I just may not have gotten to it when I'm like feeding my family dinner and taking dogs out and doing all the other stuff that I have to do at night. So so just be aware. Okay, guys, so this is CP English 4. Let me know if you have any questions. You can come back to this presentation, as you can all presentations, if you need a refresher on memories or rules or anything like that. Okay.